Hello everybody and welcome back to Europa, where last episode we deleted forts. And that's about it. That's most of what we did last episode, I'm not gonna lie. We do need to get some technology going here. Man, it's laggy when you have this many provinces to start with. Okay, that's exciting stuff. We are definitely going to need to tick forward here because we need to get our tech up to at least level 4. 2 base corruption for 2 base manpower. I think that's worth doing. We'll do it. So, of course, we are going to be rooting out corruption very heavily. That's going to cost most of our income, but we're still positive. So, ultimately, I think that's completely fine. But yeah, Europa, when we have this many provinces at the beginning of the game, is apparently a little bit on the laggy side. That might be the case for the whole way through. We'll see how that goes. Our crownland is definitely low. We need to work very, very diligently at getting crownland back. We are drifting back towards equilibrium with all of these, and that is good. Let's see here. We have too few rivals. Who can we rival? We can rival Ming. Now, Ming is a little bit weaker than us in army. We haven't worked on our army right now. We fulfilled a mission to have high income. Okay, cool. That's always nice. Now, here's a question. What is our force limit? 217 in 1418. That is insane. Okay. Well, Ming is our rival. We'll see if they end up doing anything. We're seeing a little bit of exploration happening over here, which is nice. But we definitely want to get colonization going as early as we can. I'd also like to annex our vassal here fairly soon. We are improving relations with them. That'll take some time. There's some Armenian particularists who are thinking about brewing up. They are kind of all over. There's 339,000 of them. Okay. I don't want to deal with that. I think that's very clear. I want to boost our stability. We need 587 for that because we're so much over our governing cap. That would be the case. Yeah, we are wildly over our governing cap, and we pretty much always will be. I wouldn't mind boosting our governing cap, but it is what it is for right now. We could destroy states, I believe. That's the thing you can do, right? These are currently territories. Yikes. Absolutely yikes. Okay, so governing capacity is obviously a big problem. We're going to need some governing capacity. We can get some from our estates. Yeah, we can get this here. That will cost us 5% crownland per state. So we can't do that all at once. We can grant this to the nobility for right now. There we go. That brings that up a little bit. Now we have no crownland, so we can't grant this until we seize back some crownland. That'll be fine. Now the question is, why is our provincial unrest up a little bit? It was at 0.5 previously. Religious unity. Okay. And non-accepted culture. Speaking of which, we need to take a look at our culture populations here. Right, these are all going to be 0 because they are not cored. These are all, I believe, going to be territorial cores. Yeah. So basically everything that is outside of like our capital is territorial cores. Our governing cap is a big, big problem at this moment. There's no doubt about that. We need to make as many of these into states as we can. Expansion in the early game in Europa here is basically not going to be a thing. We're going to be working pretty much exclusively internally for right now. We could select a naval doctrine. That's not possibly particularly helpful. How long on our conversions here? Okay, this will be about 6 months. How long on this rebellion? That'll be like next month. Okay. Obviously, the Armenian particularists is by far the biggest problem here. We may end up just having to fight them. Of course, this is something that we inherited from the import. What other options would we have? Right now, it's very minimal. We are running a minus unrest advisor. Okay. And this is just religious unity. One thing we could do is we could go in here. 203 military power to use harsh treatment. Okay. Exciting. All they want is autonomy. Honestly, we don't have autonomy in those locations really anyway. We may be required to just accept those demands. Okay. So that'll deal with that for now. These are, of course, not accepted cultures, but that's okay. So our crownland is incredibly low, obviously. We're going to need to deal with that. We can do that in like 5 years. Okay, what do we got going on here? Seized land will be unavailable as long as that privilege is in effect. Wait, is this... We'll solve this ourselves. I think we're not going to do that. Now, we do need to increase manpower in Nakhchivan. Where is that? That's off over here. And we wanted to get that to 7. There we go. So there's that agenda completed. Fantastic. We do have aristocratic counselors here. So that plus 100 helps our governing capacity. It doesn't fix our governing capacity, obviously. So what can we do to deal with this? Well, territorial development is only 25% governing capacity. So turning all of these territories into states is going to be exceptionally challenging for us. We're going to need like 12,000 governing capacity. That's a lot. I'm assuming our government rank is currently an empire. We are a great princedom. Yes, we're at the maximum government rank to start with. So that's good to know. Otherwise, in terms of raising that, we can go into our government reforms and expand our administration. That's an option. I mean, we're probably going to want to go all the way down this tree first. We're in a feudal theocracy at the moment, which I think is actually probably a pretty decent thing. We'd probably curtail noble privileges in tier 2. But yeah, this is going to be real interesting. We can grab Admin Tech 4, which is incredibly important for us right now. And you can see here, we are now 34 years ahead of time. Yeah, that malice is going to be a thing for a while. But we're going to power through this. The 2719, huh? What is our cap? 1156. So we can't actually get that all the way up. That's fine. For now, we're not really too focused on that. What we need to do at this moment is build fire temples. So we're going to build these where we can. Boy, the build interface is laggy. This is a lot of provinces, to be fair. But yeah, we're going to build something like that. Okay, sounds good. No, I don't want the build interface. We want to be getting ourselves some crownland as soon as we can in 4 years. We currently have 0.2%. That's hurting our national tax modifier, our liberty desire from subjects development, all that stuff. That's fine. We can upgrade some great projects if we wanted to. Army drill gain modifier is pretty good. We may as well. Hey, there's a conversion. And we are going to continue to convert here. I want to sort by unity, and we can go for some of these that are higher unity, but not as long in terms of how long it's going to take. Something like that. Cool. So we're going to be working primarily internally, and our expansion for the moment is going to come from colonization, I think. Marketplaces would be nice. We'll go ahead and grab that. We're not going to build any marketplaces for the moment, I don't think. But yeah, we're definitely going to do some colonization where we can. But our primary concern is, and always was going to be, governing cap. That 10% governing cap increase is nice, for sure. But we're going to need more. Now, in terms of our ideas, we probably want to go for, like, administrative ideas. Let's see, I'm just checking to see. Governing cap modifier plus 25% for filling that out. So we almost certainly want to go for that. Now, the first one that we want to go for is exploration, because we want to be able to do some, well, exploration. That would be nice. Let's see here. Aggressive expansion, that one? Sure. What is the icon for governing cap again? Okay, that's the icon for governing cap. I'm not going to remember that. Sounds good. So we're going to go into the ideas here and see if there are any for that. I kind of doubt it. I would expect it to be under administrative. And, I mean, there is a governing cap increase under administrative. That 25% increase would be very helpful. No doubt about that one. And I think that's basically all there is for governing cap here. So, there's that. Now, if we look at our government reforms, we are currently gaining 0.51 per month. And that's mostly because of our average local autonomy. Okay, the lower the local autonomy is, the faster you'll gain reform points. Yikes. That's going to be challenging for us. Here's a question. Do we just want to make all of these into states? And just start coring? If we're already wildly over our governing cap. The only thing here that will hurt tremendously is the core creation cost and the advisor costs. Okay. We're going to get both some ducats and some prestige. Sounds good. Do we have any great projects that would help our admin cap? Diplomatic reputation, no. Yearly prestige and monthly splendor is nice, but no. Prestige from land battles, no. Actually, we should be looking, like, over here. Okay. Idea cost, institution spread, that's pretty good. But not right now. We're not going to need that one for a while. Advisor cost minus 20% isn't awful. Okay. Governing capacity. This is what we need. Okay, so we're going to get that started. Fantastic. We do have a free advisor slot here, and our provincial unrest is pretty high because of that. None of these are amazing. For now, I think we're not going to have any advisor in that slot. Okay. Now, if we look at these are not particularly scary because they're not those particularists. The particularists were the particularly scary ones. Ming declared war on Mongolia. That's nice. I don't actually mind necessarily losing admin power here. Actually, I kind of do. But I want to get scrolled in over this way. And I would really like to check in. Can we see... Let's see. The geographical map mode? States and territories. Okay. So... we can see that this is a state, these are territories. Unfortunately, I have a hard time seeing the difference there. I can see... this is like green and this is like yellowish. It's difficult for me to see the difference here because of my colorblind. But I was hoping it'd be a little bit less similar. But I guess that's okay. So our governing cap here is currently 8. If we made this a territory, that would bring it up to 24. So basically multiply by 3. Okay. However, we are currently many years away from getting our next technology, right? We are quite a long ways ahead of time, 33 years ahead of time currently. So, that would allow us to core that. Wait, do we not have to core it? We just have to make the state? We only have to make the state. Interesting. Because we don't have core creation costs then, that's a big change. That is huge. I expected that we would have to do a core creation there. In which case, we may just want to make all of these into states and say, you know what? We don't really care about our governing cap right now because core creation costs is the primary issue. We can not have advisors if we have to. So I think we just go through and make all of these into states since we don't have to core them. Now, if we had conquered these the old-fashioned way, we would have had to make them from territorial cores into full cores. But apparently, with the import, we don't have to do that. And with that being the case, I would rather have the lowered autonomy over time and have more governing cap, because here's the idea here, right? By doing this, this will allow us to bring our governing cap up faster, because that will get us more government reform progress. That's the way that this is going to work. And when our governing cap comes up high enough, then we are going to, at that point, and we probably may as well be ticking forward. It would be a little bit more efficient not to, but I guess we can tick forward here while we're doing this. But by bringing this autonomy down, our governing cap will come up faster. And I think that's worth the cost. Yes, we're not going to be able to increase stability. We can't really do that anyway. So that's okay. Luckily, the non-capital state I can see just fine. That's not a problem. Yearly corruption minus 0.05. Yep, let's go ahead and do that. Cool. Oh, and we can convert. Yes. This one would be decent. Do it. Okay. This is going to be a lot of state creation. There's no doubt about that. But luckily, it's very easy to see from here. We can upgrade some great projects. So let's actually look at that real quick here. Advisor cost reduction isn't bad because that counteracts some of the advisor cost increase from our autonomy. Or not our autonomy, from our governing capacity. So I think we'll go ahead and do that to counteract some of those costs. But we're definitely going to have a lot of internal issues at the beginning of this. And that was always going to be the case, importing this size of a realm. That was always going to be the case. It'll probably take us 100+ years to get this sorted out. But that's fine. Okay. When is this saying that we're going to get our next admin tech? 21 years? Okay, that's going to be only 11 years ahead of time. That might be doable. That might be doable. We're going to continue to push through here and make as many states as we can. I'm not sure that we're going to get all of these states made by the end. Mongolia is no longer a great power. That's hilarious. That's because it's being attacked by China. Okay, we have Welsh separatists brewing up here. What do they got going on? They're a little bit upsetty in their spaghetti. We are probably going to just kill them. So we'll tick forward until the rebels die, or rather, until the rebels proc. I believe we already have troops up in that region. Let's double check that. We have 1,000 troops there. We should move these guys over. That was very laggy. Wow. Okay. I think it's because it was trying to find this. I don't know. Hopefully some of that will clean up later on. As Europa gets like things cached and reorganized. I'm hoping that's what's happening here, but we'll see. This is definitely the largest realm I've ever imported into Europa. And it breaks things a little bit. There's no doubt about that. We're not surprised by this. Going to continue to make states over here in India. And yeah, our governing cap is going to be insane. We know this. But I would much rather have the lowered autonomy. So let's do this. That'll also allow us to invest into our economy more, which will mean that those increased advisor costs aren't actually going to be that big of a deal. Sure, our improved relations are going to suck, but no. What did you expect when you sold out the entire country? No, we'll solve this ourselves. Okay, we can grab that mill tech, and we absolutely will do so. We will need to deal with that situation, the Crownland situation, for sure. Ming is no longer a valid rival for us. I'm not hugely shocked by this. Okay. And we're just going to make all of this that we can into states. Cool. So what's our governing cap right now? It's already more than doubled, which isn't surprising. But we should, in the long term, do very well from this. I'm just shocked that we don't have to make these into full cores from territorial cores. I fully expected them to be... Okay. I fully expected them to be completely locked into territorial core status from the import, rather than full core. That's wild. But if they're full cores, then there's, I think, no point in not doing this. This will hurt in the short term a little bit, but in the long term, this will pay off tremendously. So we're going to get all of these states made. We have made good progress on that, but the states are going to get a little smaller as we get into Europe. And that's going to be exciting. Korchin is doing a bunch of map sharing with China. China's just like, who are these bizarro Ottomans that I keep hearing about? And then Korchin shares the map and they're like, what? They're how big? I don't know that I like this. Yeah, I wouldn't like it either if I was Ming. To be fair, Ming is going to be a rival to us for a little bit. Let's see here. Loses stability. That is absolutely not what we want. Losing government reform progress is not good, but we'll do that. And as far as our great projects go, I mean, this is pretty good for battling. Culture conversion cost might be good too. But for right now, let's continue to look around and see what our options are. Monarch lifespan, That's for combat. Institutions and ideas. I mean, idea cost reduction wouldn't be bad. We can get that going. And we'll be able to get a few more of these as well. Prestige from land battles, I don't care. Special unit force limit. Okay. I don't really care about that either right now. Naval maintenance modifier. That's good, but we don't care about it at this exact moment. Now we're looping. Okay. I think we go for the advisor cost upgrade. Fantastic. That'll help offset, again, what we've got going on here with our admin capacity, which is not going to be great. We know it's going to be somewhere around... We expect it to be, like, at least 12,000. But it's likely going to be substantially higher than that. Okay. We have Swabian separatists out over here. We're just going to go deal with them. Do we start with any leaders? No, we don't. We can recruit a general. He is terrible, but he's better than no general. And that should be dealt with. Fantastic. We are going to need to get some Crownland here soon. We're not quite there yet. We'll solve this ourselves. We will get the Crownland. Had a hard time clicking on that one. Okay. Cornish separatists in Devon and Welsh separatists as well. Okay. We're going to head up over this way. This didn't go as well as I had hoped, but it's fine. And this is 17k. I am going to move our terrible leader out over here. He's going to have to take this back. Okay. That's fine for now. We do want to keep making states. and we will do so. Luckily, in this map mode, it is pretty easy to see. Okay. A lot of states to be made. Granted, this is not where most of our production is. But if we take a look here real quick at our governing capacity, yeah. We've more than tripled our advisor costs from the beginning of the game. But we should be able to support that economically. If we look at our actual advisors here, it's not that bad. 10 gold for a +1. 100 gold for a +3. That's kind of hilarious. But yeah, not too bad. Okay, we're going to get this capped back. We're going to fight these rebels over here. Hopefully we win that. We take this back. And I'm going to transport these guys over and position them in Lake Dorset. Now, we've not really worked on our military at all. We'll probably get there eventually. Okay, so we win that battle, and we'll go meet these guys in Dorset. I also want to, while we're moving, continue to make states. Nobles are demanding stricter sumptuary laws. We can drop the nobility's demand. And go for the merchant guilds for right now. That'll be fine. We will continue to make states out over this way. We need a lot of them. We are coming in over here with additional reinforcements, just to be on the safe side. Our governing cap is so low compared to our realm, but that's to be fully expected. Okay, so we're now here, and we're going to head on in. That should not be a problem. Okay, we're going to get these continued to be making. That's a weird way to conjugate that, but sure. And that'll be fine. What is our current governing cap? 9602? Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a lot higher. Let's pop down over here. We'll deal with Europe a little bit later on. It is about time to put a cut in here, though, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, I will maybe have all of these pre-made. We'll see if I remember or not. I will try to have them all pre-made. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including Casserole, Sigma162, JJ Gamer, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Video Games Are Not Real, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.